Okay, you've heard about the ERC program all over the place, but have you heard about how businesses are getting scammed out of millions because of it? It's happening every single day. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you the most important 5 questions you need to ask before letting anyone, including your CPA or bookkeeper, file your ERC claim. And so that you don't have to try to remember these questions. I have a free document that I created that includes these questions and a whole lot more. And all you need to do to get it is just drop a comment down below, or you can message me through the message button, or, in any case, I'm going to send it to you absolutely free. You don't have to opt in or give me an email address or anything like that. I'm just going to send it right out. So you got nothing to lose. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Anthony Nitz, and like most other business owners, hey, I was thankful when programs like PPP, EIDL, and ERTC were introduced to help businesses like ours, and while I certainly enjoyed those, it was the recent changes to the ERC program that got me most excited. So I started sharing with other friends and other family, only to learn how many scams and how many bits of misinformation is out there. And so I ended up kind of by default becoming an advocate for businesses like yours looking to explore ERC safely. And as a result, I've helped guide numerous businesses in this journey through my videos and through other content that I've been putting out. So now let me go over those 5 questions and how they'll keep you from getting scammed while getting the biggest return when letting someone file your ERC claim. First question, have you processed hundreds of ERC filings without getting kickback or pushback from the IRS? This is important because if somebody's only done a handful or none, even worse, then they're going to run into problems. There's 8,000 pages of legislation that goes behind the ERC filing, and if you don't understand that in detail, you're going to run into all kinds of hurdles, and you don't want to be somebody else's guinea pig while they learn how to file ERC. Question number 2. Have you been in business in this space, i.e. taxes or payroll? Have you been doing that for a while, for years before ERC was even a thing? This is important to understand when you're working with a company, because there's a lot of companies out there who have seen this as an opportunity, and they're basically marketing companies, and they went, hey, there's an opportunity here. Let's take advantage of it. And as marketers, they're really good at getting you in and getting started in the process, because everybody thinks that filing for ERC is simple. And then, you're at risk of all of the other shortcomings that they might have. Might be great marketers, but they might have big shortcomings in the filing space. With that experience that they've had for years, they can bring that in and make sure that your filing is done correctly. Question number 3. Do you give a 100% guarantee that your filing is accurate, that all the numbers, all the calculations and everything is 100% accurate? And I'm going to tell you right now, you ask that question and almost nobody can say it. And if they do say it, they're probably just pulling your leg. But almost nobody can say that, because the companies that we talk to, that we vet, they're using very highly sophisticated proprietary software that checks and rechecks everything, and then they have second and third level reviews by other people within the organization to make sure that all of those numbers are correct. And the reason that this is important, because if they can't guarantee that those numbers are 100% correct, what they're probably going to do is they're probably going to underfile, just in case. But the problem with that is now you're losing that money that you should have been able to collect. And the other problem too is you don't want them to overfile, because if they overfile, well, now you set yourself up for an audit situation where the IRS is going to come back and take that money back from you, but they're going to tack on penalties, interest, fees, all kinds of other problems that go along with that. And the next question is do you have a $1 million E&O policy attached to every single filing that you do? This is important to understand, because number one, it kind of puts the company at ease to know that they can really try to file for every single penny that you are due without underfiling just to add a buffer in there for their own security. No, they can go after what they do. However, if they do file incorrectly, instead of you getting attacked by the IRS and having to pay all this money back, well, guess what? They've got an insurance policy that you can come back and say, hey, you guys filed wrong, and as a result, it cost me this. this is a good thing to have in place, just in case that scenario comes about. And the final and probably one of the most important questions, I think, is that do you provide audit protection for up to 5 years after filing at no additional cost? And this is really important to understand, because if the company doesn't provide audit protection, number one, that probably means they're not going to be around after ERC comes to an end. So how can they provide you with audit protection? It ties into that first question of, hey, have you been around this business for a while? And if the company's been around in the industry for a while, then even after ERC comes to an end, they're going to continue on with their other operations and whatnot, and additional support and things like that. And they may even offer you to, take care of your taxes for you later on down the road. But if they're not offering audit protection, think about this. You guys remember all these things that we saw about the IRS is going to be hiring 87,000 agents. They're not there to come and help you get a bigger return on your tax return. No, they're there to go after people. They're collections agents. And if you don't think that all these people who filed for PPP, for EIDL, for ERC aren't going to be looked at very heavily, because this is money that the government has just given out. If you don't think they're going to look at those people, then boy, you're going to be in for a big shock. So definitely ask those 5 questions. So whatever you do, make sure that you are using a specialist that checks all those boxes, and make sure that you are protected. Make sure you're getting everything that's due to you. And the only way that you can do it, in my opinion, I've looked at a lot of different options out there, and the only way to do that is through a highly skilled specialist that does that. And we address that in the document that we're going to provide to you absolutely free. So definitely check that out. And if you don't file for ERC, you're making a big mistake. Look, whatever path you go on to file your ERC, you definitely need to file your ERC. The government is going to take that money if you guys don't take it, and they're going to blow it on stuff that is unimportant to you, your friends, your family, your business, your employees, right? They're going to spend it on stuff. But if you have the money, even if you don't need the money, if you have that money, there's a lot of good things that you can do with it, as opposed to letting the government and the politicians, decide what to do with it after the fact. So definitely file for your ERC claim. And again, so that you don't have to remember these questions, to get more specifics, I have a free document that I created that outlines all of this in a whole lot more details that you need to know about ERC. And all you got to do to get it is just message me or drop a comment below. Either way, it's fine. I'm going to get it to you. There's no opt-in. You don't have to put an email address or anything like that. I'm just going to send it right out to you. So you have nothing to lose. You have a whole lot to gain from it. I look forward to talking to you sometime soon. Take care.